Alright, what's up guys? Welcome back. So, I'm taxiing on out. I am by myself and going to be flying out to Glendale, Arizona to get the avionics upgrade done. So the directional gyro, the attitude indicator, transponder, and this horrible intercom system. So we'll figure out, might as well right now do, or at least on this flight, talk about 1 year of ownership in the Mooney. So this passed right here at the beginning of February. Ooh, fun. I hit
ground Foxtrot 99.
Making a video.
Ready for taxi.
I managed. We hit 1 year in owning the Mooney. Also got like 102 hours, I think, total in the first year.
Taxi 226 Zulu 1 Lima.
Gonna break this down into kind of like 3 segments. All right, we got the fixed operating cost for, the bills that don't change, hangar, insurance, so on and so forth. Going to talk about the repairs for how much I spent. Spoiler alert, quite a bit. And then going to talk about, fuel, oil, kind of what I average for the 100 hours. And we're just going to go with 100 hours, even though I was like 1 or 2 over. We'll just average it for 100 hours. I'll make sure I'm clear here. And then we're going to talk about some upgrades that I did. I won't really call them upgrades. More like drunken eBay purchases.
About the ground, runway 26 left, taxi via Uniform
and we'll go from there.
Uniform Lima, hold shuttle 26 left, X Alpha, Echo Solonia.
Alright, so fixed costs.
Foxtrot 99, you're in front of a Mooney on Lima.
We'll start talking about how much this plane costs, right? So we purchased this plane, and I'm very open about money and everything else when it comes to this. I know some people get a little weird about it, but this is what it is. The purchase price for this plane was $65,000. We chose to finance it. Both the wife and I talked about it, and we decided it was our best decision to finance the plane versus rather paying it off, thinking that it would take our savings too far into the red and go that way. So, we put 15% down and financed the $55,000, and the base payment that we pay for this is $371 a month. So that's the first fixed cost. Yes, I mean, financially we pay more than that, but anyway, that's the base cost, $370 a month. All right. Now talking about hangars. I rent a hangar. There's no point in me ever buying one. Just because of my military lifestyle. And we move every 2 or 3 years. And anyway, so I run a hangar here at the El Paso International Airport. Like I did the video, if you look at me, about how I bought the plane and looked all around here and ended up here. So what does that equal out? $110 a month. It's one of the cheapest hangars I hear around when I look at the forums. Everyone talks about how you won't get a hangar for less than, $100 a month, and that's just not true. The secret is, I can take a video of this guy taxiing in front of me, is you gotta live in an undesirable area, aka the desert, El Paso, Texas. So the third thing, insurance. Alright, so insurance is greatly different between airframes, between pilots, between everything else, because of, we're gonna have a straight tailwind, this is awesome. Insurance because of hours you have in the aircraft, hours you have in retractable gear aircraft, complex time, who's your underwriter, what's your accident history, everything like that. So this is just going to be specifically for me, for the pilot command on this one. And insurance for this plane is I pay annually $1,640, I think is what I pay right now. Let me double check my numbers. 1,680. Factors out to $140 a month. All right. And here's how I have that insurance rate is like I told on one of the videos, I'm a military pilot. I fly Apaches, and my total time is over 2,000 hours. So that really helped. My fixed wing time, not that much, but I am instrument commercial rated going from there. And so when I bought the Mooney, I had 10 hours in retractable gear aircraft. And
Number 562 Lima Delta, El Paso ground, runway 26 left, taxi via Zulu 1 Lima.
and so I had 10 hours of retractable aircraft, and the insurance rate was actually higher than what I pay now. But so I go through a Vemco, and with a Vemco, they give you a 10% discount on your rate.
Ground TPM 702, Tango, customs ready to go.
For all your major milestones. So when I hit 25 hours in retractable gear aircraft, when I hit 50 hours, and when I hit 100 hours. So I just hit the 100 hours in retractable gear aircraft, and boom, that dropped it all the way down. So that's what we're going with right now is the 140 a month basically is what I pay. And for, it's kind of based on my hours, which I do have a lot, and that really helps out for my insurance rates. All right, we're going to do a run-up, and I'll be back. Say hi to our Air Force friends.
Steve, radar service is terminated.
Oh, hello.
I do have a couple
Welcome
of targets, 898 runway.
What have I had to fix on this thing? So the maintenance cost. I went, picked her up, flew her home from Norfolk, Virginia, El Paso, Texas.
Southwest 9.
15 hours, 2 days.
Center,
Grand great. Go to the hangar 2 days later to take the family up, and or not 2 days later, it was after that flight. I go back to get ready to do a cross-country flight, and I notice the fuel pump is leaking. That's the electrical fuel pump down there. So that had to get overhauled. Pulled it out, sent it. It was $400 to overhaul it. And then I did have my mechanic assist me in pulling it off just to make sure I wasn't doing anything wrong. And then when we got back, he signed it all off after I reinstalled it. So there was a 1 hour labor charge on that. So that was $480.
All right, pretty.
So that was the first my introduction into
the flight shop has been reported on the
into the world of owning your own plane. Things break. After that, the plane flew pretty well. Really no issues came up. I had to do my oil change as I reached the, the hour, the 40 hours. And that was $162.68. And now begins the fun part. Continue to fly her, and take her down to Southern California on a trip. Going through some videos, and I noticed white smoke coming out of the exhaust on takeoff. Not black smoke like I'm running rich, but white smoke like I'm burning oil. Ask a few people, they all tell me it's fine, it's nothing really to worry about.
841, descend via the Wild.
And I was like, yeah, I want to look into this. Just because I was burning more oil than what I normally do to get back. So I have my mechanic, he comes over, we do a compression test. Compression test is fine. All the numbers are fine, everything was good. Across the board, I forgot the numbers, in the 70s. Alright, so then but when we pulled it, two of the spark plugs on the 3 and 4 cylinder were wet, like oil soaked. So we pulled the bottom spark plugs out of those 2 cylinders, shined a flashlight down in there, and there was a pool of oil sitting on top of the piston. Not a little bit of oil, a lot of bit of oil.
Discretion, maintain 11,000, help altimeter 3035.
A bunch of people recommended a few things.
3035 down to 11,000.
Our mechanic recommended overhauling, doing a complete
You had 300.
top overhaul on those 2 cylinders,
86,
and that's what we chose to do.
Headlight top it all out to that ahead.
So
Thank you.
this took a little while. The cylinders were back ordered. Go through there, I'll just, insert pictures of what the pistons look like and everything. But between parts and labor, plus the oil changes and everything else, for the cylinder replacements was $3,601. Plus $3,601. All right, well, now we're getting into real money there. All right, so we're good, right? We're done fixing problems. That's not how it works in general aviation. So we fly to Phoenix, Arizona. Put the blimps up. Fly to Phoenix, Arizona, and then the second part of that leg is we fly up to the Grand Canyon. And this is right before the plane is supposed to go into annual.
Ranger
like I'm flying it back to put it in annual.
At pilot's discretion, maintain
and so we come back,
El Paso
or up in the Grand Canyon,
3035.
the prop cable breaks.
Discretion down to 11,000.
So we had to have somebody flew it up. We got it, fixed, sort of. following the prop cable, so I had to send it back once I get back. Anyway, fly it back, goes into annual. So the prop cable I think was $570 just for the cable, so that's plus $570. Now we're going to add in the cost, so the annual. So the prop cable, the labor for that's going to be put in here for the annual as well. I do an owner-assisted annual. Background on me before I joined the Army is I used to be a factory mechanic on motorcycles, ATVs, everything like that. I'm pretty mechanically inclined. So I do an owner-assisted annual. Anyone that's ever done any work on a Mooney knows how much of a pain it is to pull all these panels. It did save me quite a bit of money. I'm not sure I'm going to do that again. That took some time off my life. But, alright, so the annual, the inspection, so I was looking at everything, was $500. So what came of the annual was that we needed to replace the tires, the brakes, the parking brake, the hydraulic on the parking brake was leaking, and plus we had the oil leak that I talked about earlier. So all that stuff had to get fixed. So in labor, that was $2,068. Right here, plus $2,068. Alright, so that was the annual inspection and the labor to fix the tires. They got new tires, new brakes, oil change obviously, oil filter, and then they troubleshot the oil leak and then installed the prop cable. With that, so I told you the price of there, the parts on that cost me $1,106. Alright. So now we're up to $7,669 in repairs in the first year of ownership. I will say, after the annual, this plane has ran amazing. We've had no issues. I don't think the old prop cable was set up right, because once we got the new prop cable and once we got the annual done, it's been making more power, better burn rate, everything from there. Alright.
Clear direct IP, then direct loss to your system.
Baby Yoda.
Okay, now for the final category, the drunken eBay upgrades. I recorded this in the plane for some odd reason. The file didn't save, it got corrupted. So here we are in the office. It's a mess, so we're going to keep the camera angle right here and just see the flag. Alright, my number one radio is a KX170 and had pretty bad static in it. So I got it on eBay. Might have had a few drinks and bought a KX170 for $200. Said working when removed, no warranty. So this is the disclaimer. Be very careful of this. The nav side worked, the comm side didn't work. I was able to get a partial refund. So that was $200 there. That went in the trash. Not really. I'm trying to figure out what to do with it. Anyway, my directional gyro also stopped working in the plane. And drunken eBay found one for $100 and bought that sucker. However, this one actually kind of worked. We got it installed, so it works when you're straight and level, standard rate turns, it's fine, minimal drift. If I do anything other than standard rate turns though, or anything like that, like steep turns, maybe a little bit faster turns, whatever, it will process pretty good. But it's been a good stopgap until like right now where I'm getting the Avionics upgraded with glass. So then the third drunken eBay purchase was another KX170 for $685. However, this one came with warranty, so on and so forth, plugged it in. And that worked great. I'm not going to include this in the total cost of the aircraft. This was all right. Fuel and oil, we'll toss that in here. Going through there. Flew, like I said, averaging out 100 hours. I'm averaging $4.50 a gallon when it comes to the plane. Right now, like on the trip out to Glendale to drop the plane off, I paid $5.60. But when I first bought the plane, it was like $3. So we're just kind of cutting the middle, saying $4.50. So 100 hours, 10 gallons an hour, times $4.50 comes out to $4,500 in gas that was spent. With that, it was burning in the more like right around 1 quart of oil for every 3 hours flown. There was a lot of that had to do with the cylinders that were bad. So the burn rate's gotten better, but I'm still going to average 1 quart of oil for every 3 hours. Do the math on that. I did it at $6 a quart, just kind of an average, and so that was $200. So for gas and oil is $4,700 for the total cost of, or for the year for gas and oil. So how much did all this stuff cost me? The fixed cost was so we had the insurance, the hangar, and the payment of plane for an annual cost of $7,989. The gas, oil for the 100 hours was $4,700. And then the annual plus the rest of the maintenance and everything that we had to fix, cylinders and so forth, was $7,989. Don't listen to my math that I tried to do in the plane. So that comes out to $17,441 to operate the plane for 100 hours / 1 year. Break that down with the decimal point here, that's $174 per hour. Add the $20 hour, add the $20 for the engine, the maintenance reserve, and that comes out to $194.40 an hour for the first year. So that's it, guys. That's what it's cost to own the Mooney for the first year. Hopefully it gets better for the next year. It's been running way better since we got all the maintenance done. Everyone I talk to always says the first year you own a plane, it's gonna run you a few aviation tokens. This one ran me 17.5 aviation tokens. So comment below. Let me know what are some of the major gotchas you've found from your first year of plane ownership or anything like that. Like, what has been your big maintenance cost? What has kind of surprised you about owning the plane? Till next time, guys. It might be a little while. I'm going to go on an Army camping trip out to the California desert. Wish me luck. Till next, guys. See ya.